Kelp noodles are good too.
Kelp noodles are fantastic.
You have some
you
here?
sell those here? Do you?
I think they ought to. I brought them some.
Oh, you really should. They're so popular. And if you guys haven't tried those, they're fantastic. They look completely bizarre. They're like the spaghetti made out of kelp somehow.
They're clear.
They're clear, but they're really like crunchy, and they're actually like spaghetti. You know, raw foodists are often feeling like they're missing that kind of crunchiness.
Yeah, with the raw tomato sauce, it's just like you're eating spaghetti.
Yeah. Yeah, I would
It's better for you.
How long did it take before you could come off your thyroid medication?
How long did it take me to get off my thyroid meds? For the first 6 months, I took homeopathic remedies, and after that, all I did was the kelp and the seaweeds. So, yeah, that's what I did.
Did you have someone who helped you through this, or did you do it by yourself?
The person who introduced me to raw foods was a homeopath, and she helped me to go through the whole thing.
In England?
In Iceland, actually. I was living in Iceland when I did all this. And I don't think I would have come off my medication if I didn't have her. I wouldn't have even thought of it, probably. You know, I was, in my belief system, I was completely addicted to that stuff. You know, it was I thought I would die if I came off it. But she helped me to see beyond that. So I would be cautious of doing something like that without someone who knows what they're doing. Yeah.
I have a friend who had gastric bypass surgery, and so she needs to eat like lots of protein, is what she says. So I'm wondering if she'd be able to do a raw food diet, or I don't know if you can say anything to that.
I've never met anybody who's had gastric bypass surgery and is eating raw. That's not to say that it's not possible. I always like to bring everything back to nature and simplicity, and I don't see any other animal in the wild walking around saying, yeah, no, I tried eating raw and that doesn't work, I'm going to eat some pasta. You know, no, you don't see zebras walking around like eating cuppa soups or something, you know. But, you know, zebras don't end up having gastric bypass surgery either.
Right,
so many humans are in bizarre conditions right now, and I don't know what it would mean for a person like that to eat raw. My assumption would be that it would really help, and there's a lot more to it than just the physical. You know, there are so many emotional factors involved around food for most people, and if you're someone who's got to the point that you've had gastric bypass surgery because of your relationship with food, then how likely is it that that person's going to be able to handle a raw food lifestyle? I don't know.
Juicing would be good for them.
Yeah, that would be
And
fantastic.
another kind of question is juvenile diabetes. Do you think that could like turn it? It's like when I guess the immune system turns on itself in a way, and it affects the pancreas.
Yeah. I'm definitely not an expert in diabetes with raw food, but there are people out there who are. Gabriel Cousins, for example, his book is back there, Cure for Diabetes, and there's the wonderful Simply Raw DVD. I'm sure some of you have seen that. It's all about, this book, Cure for Diabetes. They're actually running a 21-day program now at the Tree of Life to help people reverse diabetes, and they're getting fantastic results. In the DVD, at least one of the people in that DVD was type 1 diabetic, and possibly 2 of them. And they did well doing it. You know, I don't remember if they came off their medications totally. It's definitely a lot harder than type 2. But yeah, my impression would be the same, that it's, you know, there's possible healing to unfold for sure.
Gabriel Cousins, I asked him about type 1, and he said he knows of 6 people who have reversed type 1 with the raw food diet. Now, it's very easy to reverse type 2 with his diet at the Tree of Life Rejuvenation Center, but he knows of 6 people who reverse type 1, which is supposed to be impossible. So you take what she's saying about the thought system. You know, they told her she'd never get off thyroid medicine, and she did.
That's beautiful. Guy talk. Hey!
I even have diabetes.
Yeah, I heard.
That's cool.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Hey. Do you like raw food?
Do you like raw food?
Good.
Actually, the dessert.
That's great.
All right, so on the subject of desserts, one of the things I'd like to encourage people as well to do is to make the decision for yourself, if this resonates for you, that everything sweet that's going to go into your body from now on is going to be a raw food. Just that one choice can seriously turn people's lives around. You're wiping out all refined sugar with that one choice. Now, when people do something like this, I personally like to encourage people towards low glycemic raw foods. I don't do so great with high glycemic foods because I have a background of chronic candida overgrowth. So I tend always towards low glycemic foods, and this is my favorite one, lucuma powder. It tastes like shortbread. It's so yummy. And this comes from a dried fruit from Peru, if you're not familiar with it. What's it called? Lucuma powder. But we have tons of different low glycemic raw foods. We have mesquite powder, stevia powder. They're all like lined up in the back over there. And I wrote a big article about them all on my website to help people learn how to use them and what they are and stuff, because a lot of people are confused by them. So you can check that out. My main website, if you're not familiar with it, is rawreform.com, and the article is on there all about low glycemic sweetness. All right, another thing I like to encourage people to be doing every day, if you're not already, is drinking at least one green drink a day. Probably a lot of you are. I see some shiny faces out there. So my ideal would be green juice. You could also do a green smoothie. So you're blending together fruits and greens. You might just do a green powder, you know. When we're traveling, which is basically all the time right now, we always have dried greens with us. I don't know if you guys know that, but we don't actually live anywhere. We live on the road. We have a car, and we have a lot of boxes, as you can see, and we live on the road. So we always have dried greens with us of some kind, because when we can't find fresh stuff that we feel good about, then at least we have dried stuff. I always have that with me in my bag. So that's a big thing to be aware of, what to travel with, so you don't get caught out in situations. One of my favorite other travel foods is chia seed. Do you guys use chia much?
Yep.
Yeah.
I love it.
Some of you, cool. So I also have a big article about chia seed on my website called the Chia Cheat Sheet, if you're not familiar with that. It's got recipes and all kinds of information. I love chia because, well, for a start, it looks like dinosaur eggs. If you look at it up close, it's really pretty. It's an amazing energy food, and it's ready to eat in like 10 minutes, and it absorbs 10 times its volume in liquid really quickly. It gels up like flaxseed, but super quickly. So imagine this absorbs 10 times its volume in liquid. It literally becomes like this much food. That's like 20 meals or something from this one bag that costs like $10, and it's so easy to just put in your luggage. And you can make it into like sweet dishes and savory dishes and whatever you want. This is what the Aztec and Mayan warrior, like running messengers, apparently used to travel everywhere with. I don't think they had it in a plastic bag like this probably, but you know, they just run around and have a bit of chia.